Okay, everybody, welcome back. It is day number 23 and of 90. It's been a couple of days, so it's good to see you. We're going to be going hard into business, making money. Inflation is continuing. It'll just continue to go right in one direction. That's why we have Bitcoin and gold and all that. And salaries have stayed the same, right? And properties keep going up. And so essentially, we have this cluster F where education system doesn't mean people make more money. In fact, I talked to my dad, who is a doctor, and he talks about how much they make now compared to what they did back in the 80s. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of why I didn't go to med school and all that. But it's certainly, in my experience, how tough it is out there to, one, get a job and not only just to get a job, but to get a job that you love doing. Because we're going to be talking about what makes people great at what they do. And it's that right there. So thanks for watching. Let's like and subscribe this. Keep this gravy train going. Let's all get to our single digit body fat goal, make a great group of friends, and make a bunch of money in the meantime. So first off, the weight, we are doing good. You know, the best diet is happiness and purpose, and that is a theme of this channel, and I can attest that just being positive and less hard on myself and seeing a direction for where I'm going and being grateful makes my food choices better. And we're down to about 177, well on our way to 165. We're going to get there, and we're going to talk positively on the way to getting there. And then, so about business and money, it's going to be the next 13 minutes just about how to make it in today's age of being an entrepreneur. And it started a little bit with the way my experience, and I'll talk about my story of being a roofing salesman and how transitioning into selling information products and creating content is my next move and why I'm doing that. First off, it's great to study people. And if you're watching this channel, I am a student of the game. I love learning. It's like I'm shifting and shaping this thing up here. And all the value that we can create in the world is this. AI is a tool, but this is how we come up with new ideas. And ideas, according to Dan Coe, are the new oil. And so I just keep learning, and I'm reading and studying about these people. And Sam Ovens, who I've talked about before, he's made tons and tons of videos. I don't think he does as many videos now. And it's on his journey when he was building a multi-million-dollar a year company, 8, 9, 10 years ago, he was making a lot more content because he needed people to become his customers through his content and to know that he was a real person. Now the guy's worth centimillions and has the app school, which is awesome, and I can't wait to tell you what my plans are for school at the end of this video. But in his video, Sam was asked, how do you do so much work? And a lot of the questions were like, I just can't stay disciplined with my tasks. Other questions were like, how do I get going? Other questions were, why do I procrastinate? Questions like that. And Sam's one answer was like a heart, that he loves what he does. Like, he has the opposite problem of these people who are asking, how do I do the work? He's like, how do I stop doing the work? So the only way that this guy built this insane consulting business and, became worth $60 million by the age of 26 or 27 was because he loved it. And I look back on my life, and there has not been a lot of times that I just loved what I did. And you could point a finger at this like thing in the zeitgeist that work is not fun. I think that comes from like the Industrial Revolution, when the education system was just designed so that it would push the students into the factory. So there wasn't a lot of creative thinking. And on two sides, there is if you don't like what you do, there's a real lack of creativity. And then on the other side, that wasn't taught to us, is we can love what we can do, we can be creative. And you have these people out here, right, that just love computers and they love building things, and like they found it at a young age. But that's not everybody. And there's a lot of people who, they may get to like graduating college or in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're like, is this all that life was meant for? And the answer to those people is probably you don't really love what you're doing. And when I finished college, I had in my mind that I was going to go to med school because I wanted money, I wanted status, I wanted like people to think highly of me. Really, really like nothing internally driven, because I loved the craft and I enjoyed the occupation. So thankfully, because it probably would have ended up a disaster, I went another route, and I wasn't sure what this other route was going to be. I think there was just something in my heart that it didn't jive with that path that I was on. And then now I'm like, okay, what do? I apply to jobs. It was just like, maybe the answer is in job applications. No. And one, I couldn't get jack squat with an exercise science degree. It didn't matter that I busted my butt in OChem and I got B+ in OChem. That's crazy, right? When they grade on the curve, it didn't matter. I couldn't get a job. And sadly, I wasn't a very high agency person. High agency meaning, you're the one affecting life, versus being a low agency person where like people tell me what to do, help me out, like give me a job. You see where I'm going with that? And all the jobs that I got sucked the soul right out of me. Like I just spent 4 years post-college getting my soul just dry. Yeah, no creativity, very low agency, but that was the life I was brought up. That was the answer. That's what I was told all growing up. Get a degree, get a job, you'll make enough money, you'll buy a nice house, you'll have a family. Nope. Literally just living paycheck to paycheck and numbing myself so that I could survive another 40-hour week. All at the end of 4 years later, I'm 29 years old with not a cent to my name, probably some credit card debt because I wasn't good with money. And I didn't know where I was going, guys. Oh man, it was bad. 29, what did I do? I started working fun jobs. Just thought like, I'm just gonna mountain bike then, I'm just gonna ski. I'm gonna do the things that I love. I'm gonna have good friends. And that was great. I learned a lot from that. And I never wanna completely forget about the importance of just being peaceful and loving and accepting of where I'm at and being totally happy, like I have enough, right? That's what I've learned. Like I have enough here. I got this new couch today. I think I showed you last time. We made some upgrades. I have enough. I have my lost youth, a little guy that my brother bought that I love so much, and it's a reminder. It's a reminder, guys, of how what lost youth is and how it came to be. So I've got my soul sucked out. One thing leads to another. I get a better sales job, so I see that money does solve a lot of problems, and I want money. And I see that the life I want, the women I want to date, the things I want to do, what fires me up, it requires a lot of work and money. And so I don't want to go back to working at the coffee shop or teaching ski lessons for $15 an hour. Like I know how much I want. Taught me a lot. Like, and not everybody has to go for this path and go for money, but there are opportunities out here where you can put less work than the person who trades their time for money and have total leverage. And this sounds like probably blasphemous. Like, we are trained to be like, no, work has to be hard. And like, I have to just clock in and clock out. And I hate my life. You see, like, that is what has been pounded. We got our souls sucked out, and we got this bogus programming put into our minds. And, guys, it hasn't been easy. That's why I make this channel. That's why I'm working on this stuff. Like, the business that I'm building is because I just got bent over by college and society and left out to dry, just a dust in the wind, invisible. And gosh, this message, there's guys out there that need to hear this and know that there is hope. There's a way. You've just got to change the way that you look at life, because we got fed a lot of bullshit, okay? So I'm grateful that I made enough money in roofing, and I had to struggle, so I appreciate it now, and it taught me a lot, and no one has handed it to me. I can go to you today and just tell you I had to do it for myself, so I know what it feels like. And I had to get creative, and I can't jump into these big dreams and goals I have until I batten down the hatches and seal tight the boat and take care of my money and manage my time before I can bring you, the lessons and the information in a step-by-step 6-month step by step of how to get out of a dead end job, of how to stop doing what sucks your soul out, and how to replace that money with online money. That's coming, and I'm building it. And I know how to build it because I went through 10 years of it. And the goal is to compress 10 years, maybe 15 if you count college. I don't even think the next generation go to college there because of the information that's out there and how much more money you can make from deleveraging your time than you can from that bogus programming of, go to school, get a degree, and you're set for life. And even the best job is like multiple 6 figures when guys are doing millions a month because they have soul and they're solving problems and they're using leverage on the internet. Sorry about that rant. So I'm selling roofs, right? And I don't love it, guys. I do well. I mean, I'm like, how do I do better? And like, as Sam Ovens said, the greats, the ones who don't procrastinate, they just freaking love it. And so it pushed me like, where's my soul at? Why am I so uncomfortable when on social media? Why am I nervous talking to other people? Why don't I feel great about myself? I started DJing. And I haven't made a penny from DJing. But in the 3 or 4 months it took for me to become a decent, entertaining, a lover of my own craft DJ, I learned that I could learn anything. And I learned that there are things out there that I love, that I really love. And one of those things that I love is sharing this message. Another thing I love is when someone in need, when someone who connects with it, it's like, yeah, I could use a little more of that. And I love doing that. So I'm going to keep building this. We'll see where it goes. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I've got a PDF I'm building. It's a small one. I'm debating if I'm going to charge it. If you're one of the first few and you like, hey, I want this PDF of how to find my purpose and craft my archetype and monetize my niche. That's the PDF. I think it's real important. It helped me out, and I'll share that with you for free if you're one of the first 3 who hits me up and asks for it. You can go to my website. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under, I think, the same handle, Landon G. Wells. Well, I will see you soon. To all the lost youth out.